Obviously, you have a new album. I said quickly, we digressed a little bit, but so was People We Become, was it an easy process then for you?
No.
Okay.
No, definitely not. I think, I mean, there are many, many layers, obviously, to making a record. You know, I've been, you know, kind of, ever since I put the first record out, it's like, right, okay, I need to kind of start writing for the second one, but I didn't really do it straight away. I kind of left it quite a while. Because like I say, I really enjoy actually having the break from writing because it's quite taxing. So, you know, I was writing quite intensely, you know, kind of the year before I went to Nashville to make the record and kind of getting everything done and finishing everything off. And, you know, and I was writing up until the day, I was still writing in Nashville, still finishing some of the songs, you know, when I was there. You know, we had a massive snowstorm. And for 3 days, and we were locked in for 3 days, and I was like, right, God, okay, I've got to start recording vocals like in a couple of days. I really better sort that line out, or really better sort that verse out, or shit. But yeah, from the process from, you know, writing the songs and, you know, going to somewhere like Nashville, which is just the most inspiring place to be for a musician. But the process of that is quite a quick process. Okay. You know, and that's what, I mean, they are exceptional at making records. They're amazing at making records. That's what they do day in, day out. Sure. So they work very quickly. And that, going to Nashville in a way is a way of making a really, 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 you know, expensive sounding record for, you know, a lot less money than it normally would, because they're just so bloody good at it. So, you know, and I struggled in some ways with the speed that everything kind of goes. Because you're like, oh God, you know, God, no, I need to think about that for a few more days, or can I just think about, you know, I just need a bit more time. Right. You know, I don't know what I want, I don't know how to, and you know, so in some ways, you don't have that kind of processing time, but that's a really good thing as well, because you rely on your instincts. Okay, right, you really get into that, you get into the groove of it and the flow of it, right, I'm going to rely on my instincts. Okay, yes, no, okay, do it again, you know, you just, yeah.
Can you give me an example of a decision that you had to make and quite quickly, and that you made quite quickly?
So it might be, you know, it might be a certain guitar sound, or a guitar solo, or the way that someone might play something where, you know, you will literally have 2 days tracking with the band, so you're getting the basic tracks done in 2 days. So for me, I knew how I wanted things to sound, but sometimes I'm not, you know, I'm probably not as adept at explaining that to the musicians in their terms than, say, a producer would be. So for me, it was a case of, okay, I don't think I like that in particular, but shall I, or not that I don't like it, or I'm not sure about that. Do I move on and leave it? Or do I go, no, we're gonna do that again, or we're gonna do it this way? Yeah.
And part of that is you've played with some wonderful musicians. So is that difficult to go up to them and say,
oh
well,
my God,
I don't.
So difficult. But what makes it really easy is them.
Right.
They're amazing. They're the least defensive. You know, musicians can be really sensitive souls and really defensive, and you know, I know because I am one. So. But those guys, I think because they work for artists every day, you know, they know exactly what it entails going somewhere and making a record, and they know that it's that artist's record, and they want to do an amazing job, and they want it to be absolutely perfect for you. So they did an amazing job of obviously playing and interpreting, you know, what I wanted, but they did an amazing job of making me feel really comfortable, and making me feel really comfortable that it's okay to go, no, can we try it like this, or can we try it like that, or can we do it, you know. And Fred, you know, Fred Mollin, who's my producer, who, you know, has worked with some of the biggest, you know, household names ever, he was a huge part of that, because he really had my back, and he wanted me to make the record that I wanted to make, and we were both committed to that from the start. And he he kind of made me feel safe in some ways, because I knew that if I wasn't happy with something, I can go, Fred, you know what, I can't do that. I'm not happy with that. He'd go, okay, we'll sort it out, you know. So knowing that I had that support from Fred as well was really important. And everyone just made me feel really comfortable and really safe and really secure. And yes, it was I was so out of my comfort zone, so out of my comfort zone. But I couldn't have imagined it, you know, the people that were involved in that being out of my comfort zone were the perfect people to be involved with, because they were just unbelievable musicians, unbelievable interpreters of music, and they were incredible arrangers, coming up with stuff on the fly. And you know, and Fred kind of facilitated it all and was often kind of quite a light hand on the tiller, you know, so he was just kind of working his magic, you know, yeah, it was a great creative process. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Finally, I want to talk about one track in particular, the Reformation.
Okay.
Was it important for you to have that track on the album?
Yeah, I think so. You know, that song for me, you know, I don't know how you hear it, I don't know, but for me that song is kind of a pleading, you know, like, listen to me, hear me. And you know, it kind of came about through, I've done some work with Amnesty International, and you know, I was really moved by a campaign that they've created called My Body, My Rights, which is a lot about women's sexual and reproductive rights, and there are many places in the world where women don't have the same rights as somebody like, you know, me, somebody that I would, and purely just because of where, you know, we were born. And so for me it was a kind of statement about taking control and going, you need to listen. And it was more from the perspective of, say, a young girl in Burkina Faso, or a woman you know, who's in prison in South America for having a miscarriage, or it was from the perspective of the woman, or the young woman, and kind of going, you know, it's a guttural, you know, you need to listen, you know, hear me. So yeah, it was an important song.
And this is going to be the very last, and I don't really want to. Nah, never mind. Being a woman in the industry, we've talked about the industry and then kind of the pressures that come along with it. Is that a factor that plays a role with you? Do you see people treating you differently?
Not particularly. Okay. No. I mean, I think there are still a lot of people with a lot of prejudice, and we certainly do not have equality in many ways, and we need to help each other to lift each other up, whether that be you know, men, women, and all different races. You know, we all need to help and listen to each other. And I think, you know, but from my point of view, I've had a great experience. Okay. You do get the odd comment from the male variety where they don't think you should be playing a guitar or doing that certain thing, you know, because they, you know, and they think they're joking and they try and portray it as a joke, but you know that there is a kind of bit of a deep meaning to it. But you know, it's so few and far between for me personally. Okay. You know, 98% of my experience of being a woman in the music industry is a positive one. Okay. But that's very good. There's always more to do.
Sure.
So,
Jo, I want to thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Wonderful. That was a really enjoyable interview. Thank you.
Thank you.